Hello everyone, this is Paulina with Yoga with Paulina and my second podcast about fear. Why does it rule your life and how you can overcome it? Let's dive in. So I actually want to start with a little story. Just imagine a family with a small kid, around 1 year old. Oh, my cat wants to say hi. And that's the time when kids start to stand up and walk. So imagine that little kid. Imagine him or her or they walking their first steps and then bumping on the ground on their little butts. What would happen with the parents? Most probably, the parents start to cheer, to be super happy, to encourage the kid to take another step, even though it just took one or two. They're like, great, good job, perfect. They are clapping, they're smiling, and the kid is happy. It has strength to continue and to get better. I think we can all agree to that. And right now, just imagine that after that 2 steps, the kid falls down and the parents are like, oh, come on, just 1 step, you could make it better. Or the kid of my sister, of my friend, or of someone at work took the first 10 steps, not 2. You're a failure. You're awful. How can you do that to me? You can imagine that the kid would never take another step. So why do we do the same things to ourselves when we are an adult, when we are the adults? That's a question that I want you to stay with and contemplate about for the next few days. As you remember from my previous podcast, fear has layers. So we have that first layer when we think, okay, I have a fear of this or of that, but very often it has additional deeper layers that comes with that fear, that comes from your negative belief system. So today I want to talk about a fear of failure. I guess we have a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of business people here on YouTube, a lot of people who are thinking to change their career or their life, but they don't have strength to do it because of fear. So to overcome this fear of failure, it's a pretty hard job. The fear of failure might come from the belief system, like you are not enough. I hear it a lot of times, not only on my meditation and yoga, but just in life. It might come from a belief system that if you fail, you're not gonna be loved. If you fail, you're gonna disappoint someone, even if that someone is you. It might come from a belief that you will not meet someone's expectations. And those expectations, they also might come from you. Or the fear to be laughed at or to be ridiculed of. Because we are said to be stupid and we are scared not to be stupid in life, no? So how actually we come to all that? How come we have so much fear and belief system that block us to take a step forward? Unfortunately, this is how our mind is built. So if we take the history of Earth, it has like millions and millions of years when it was created until now. And humanity, it's a very, very short period. They said if the Earth was considered to be 1 day old, 24 hours, we are just a glimpse of the last second when humanity came into living until now. So we have, and our minds are not developed so well, so we actually still have the same minds and we have as we had 1100 years ago, when from the hunting humanity we created forms and we started a sedentary life. Well, not sedentary, but life in one point, not like walking all the time and looking for the place to live. So when we became farmers, we started to harvest crops, and we just stayed in one place. So that happened around 100,000 years ago, and our mind didn't change since. So every time you are trying to do a new step, your mind is like in this comfort zone when it's sitting in one place and it's very comfy, it is feeling good, it knows your habit, it knows where you're going to, where you're coming from, and so on. And your mind, it's normal, it's scared of each challenge, of each new step, it's scared of the change. And every time you take a step forward, you change something in your life. Either if it's just waking up half an hour before to change your daily habit, or if it's asking for your salary, or if it's changing your career, or make a big change in your life, like moving from one city or even one country to another. Your mind is scared of that. So it builds walls. It hates to get out of your comfort zone. So remember that when you are scared, when you have that fear inside you, it comes from your mind. Even when your heart tells you, you need to move, you need to go, you need to do something, your mind will always stop you saying, oh, no, and bringing those negative belief systems and layers of fear you have. So how come that some people take those steps and they're okay with that, and some are fearing, are scared, and are getting anxious every time a new challenge or change appears? Well, this is because we have a lot of trauma stuck in the body that they are not released, and those traumas are triggered by you, by your mind, by what it remember, usually from your childhood or from like times before. So I want to take that fear of failure and decompose it. So we have a fear, like that first layer when you're like, oh no, I'm not gonna do this, I have fear, I have anxiety, I don't want to change. And then you dig deeper and you check what is the belief system it comes from. So you are scared to fail. Let's say you want to change your career or ask for the higher salary, ask your job to hire you the salary, and you are scared that if you fail, someone will not love you. Someone that you created a bubble, a mask, and you're just scared it's gonna fall off, and the person who you put that mask in front of, it's not gonna love you. Very often it comes from your childhood. Just imagine the situation. You are in your first grade or in even kindergarten or daycare, and you have a task to do, and you try hard. Like kids, they really try hard. And they fail. They cannot, build a little thing with, whatever it is. I was in a kindergarten a long time ago. So they cannot complete the task, or they fail with some drawings, or they are not good enough, and the teacher tells them they are not good enough. And they come home and they say it, or they show it, and the parents are like, oh, come on, this is awful. Like, how can you do it? It's I don't like it. Or when you're in the first grade and you fail your test, even though you tried. And the parents are like, I hate that you did it. They're not saying I don't love you because of that, but they punish you. I don't know how about you, but I was very often punished when I didn't get a good grade or when I failed. So that punishment might make you kind of hide inside your heart and build a wall. So every time you fail, you are not processing that emotions, you are not letting them out, they are still hidden behind that wall. I guess Pretty a lot of us could have a situation like that. Let's go further, that fear of disappoint someone. And again, imagine you have this task, a homework or a test, and you're not getting the best grade. You're okay, but you're not getting the best one. How often did it happen in your life that you come home and your parents are like, okay, you passed, but was Anthony or Maria or someone else grade better than yours? And if you say yes, they're like, oh, come on, you could do it better, no? And you disappoint them and you feel that warm flash of of disappointing someone you love. And you, as you see, it might all be interconnected. And after that flash, you might also build a wall around your heart and hide behind every time a disappointment happens. The same thing when you're not meeting someone's expectations. So yeah, you might feel a flash, a wave of blame that someone put so much expectations into you and you didn't meet them. Or the last one, the fear of being laughed at or of being ridiculed. You know that to be stupid is a big stigma, especially nowadays. No one wants to be called stupid or any other noun. So in case of not being stupid, we're also building those masks, those walls. And every time we get into the point when we might do something wrong or we know we might fail, we are feeling stupid, and that's taking us a step behind, not even trying. And as you remember from my last podcast, I said that the worst regret we have in life is that when we didn't try. I have one really hard that I regret nowadays that I didn't try that one time, but it's not it. So as I said, these all might be caused or triggered by your traumas in the childhood. But what are those traumas? So the traumas are usually called an unprocessed emotion stuck inside your body. And as you might remember, every time your trauma is triggered, you might feel it in your body, like coolness in your heart, a cramp in your stomach, clump in your throat, bump skin, goose skin. Like there are so many things that your body causes every time it's triggered. So it's good to realize that you have it. Why? Because traumas, all those emotions that are causing your traumas, supposed to be acknowledged, then processed and released, like a circle, to get that trauma away from your body. And if you realize you already having the trauma, you can start that process of inner healing. But then you're gonna say, okay, but if it's triggered by my childhood, and most of them are triggered by what my parents said or did to me, why won't they do it? Why don't they fix me? Okay, let me tell you why. Because no one fixed them. Because when they were kids and they saw how their parents or grandparents or uncles, aunts, and so on, the whole family or even society, it's doing the same, you are just copying the same pattern. No one teaches us at school, at home, at work. No one, well, now it's studying, but no one did like online trainings, how to release your traumas, how to be better self, how to release it from yourself, so you're not processing the same traumas to your children. Now it's slowly starting, but we are still in the very beginning process. So when they were hurt and they didn't process the traumas they have, they're just putting them on you. And you cannot go there and blame them, because as you blame them, you should also blame the whole society, the whole history of human being. You can't. So your only responsibility right now is to realize you have that trauma, you have that fear, and overcome it on your own. If you ask me how, I've just recorded a beautiful meditation that can help you overcome your fear. that helps you acknowledge it and let go. And I do it with a beautiful visualization, hard word. And I hope it will help you to overcome that sensation of, as I said, goosebumps, of hardness in your stomach, clump in your throat, or coolness in your heart that we have every time we fear something or someone. Because if you're led by fear, you will always get to that decisions, or you will always choose things that are influenced by it, and that will create situations that will always be connected with that fear and create another situation that will give you that fear again. Just imagine the situation: you're trying to ask for a better salary, but you have that emotion or belief that you are not good enough and you shouldn't, so you are not doing it, and you're seeing other people getting their higher salary hired, and then you blame yourself that you are not enough. And when you might come to the situation to ask your boss for the salary, again you have that fear and you go into that same pattern, into that same circle. So please acknowledge that you can break that circle and you can live without fear in your life. If you don't have the link for the meditation, check the description below. I will post it there so you can always grab it and go to it whenever you want. That will be all for today. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give me a thumb up or share in the comment what you liked the most. Yeah, of course, subscribe my channel, as I'm trying to share with you all that valuable information from my own life and my own experience. And share this video to anyone that might need this message in life. And see you next time. Bye.